Hey guys, welcome in. If you are new or just passing through to my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie. If you're returning, welcome back, squad. I'm here today to do another general collective reading. We're not sign specific here. We're also gender fluid. I may say you and I'm talking to them. I may say them, I'm talking to you. Put yourself in the story wherever you seem to fit. Remember that time and energy are fluid, so I could be talking about the recent past, the present, or the future. Take only the parts that resonate. Leave everything else behind. If you would like to book a personal, more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box. And I invite you to join me for a session. My books are always open. Do note, though, that February is starting to book up pretty quickly. So if you want to work with me before the end of the year, get on the books as soon as possible. The end of year readings that people usually get are the 6-month and 12-month prediction readings. And the Sagittarius birthday live readings, if you're a Sag and you want to work with me on a live session. Those birthday readings every season are discounted. So get in where you fit in. I'm trying to think if there's something else that I wanted to announce. And then we have a full moon tomorrow in Gemini. There was something else I wanted to mention, but I can't remember what it is now because I kept getting interrupted. So this is like the second time I started the video. Originally, I was gonna do just strictly tarot, and hold on, I'll turn that off. I was strictly gonna do tarot, and I was meditating over my shuffle deck, and in the middle of me doing my intro, I was told to put that deck down and grab the Kipper Lenormand, and then my phone started blowing up. So I was like, okay, well, I got that message. Grab the Kipper Lenormand. That's what we're going to start with. I hope everybody had a good night's sleep, feel good, had a great day, depending on what time of day you happen to catch this and where you are in the world. Let's see what's going on. Let's see if the first, because I actually did start the reading, and again my phone started blowing up, and it was hard to ignore, so I had to respond. But what I had already had on the board was there was somebody that you've been tied to or had a connection with, like you had experience in dealing with this person, but that it was somebody who people would generally respect, like they held some kind of prominent title or position in people's lives, and they were dealing with some type of financial struggle, burden. But the part where I stopped was talking about the future placement, because the future placement had energy of like the discovery of somebody having stolen something, and then the phone started doing things. So let's see if those cards come back out, or any kind of derivative of that story. Let's see what happens, because I've been shuffling the hell out of this deck ever since the interruptions. All right, let's get into it. Okay. Distant horizon and unexpected income, both in the upright. So something potentially coming to you. What did we talk about in yesterday's reading? I was like, you had something that was coming. There was some opportunity or windfall or something that was coming to you, and it was going to make certain decisions very easy, especially if you were having difficulty or a difficult time disconnecting from certain dynamics and relationships. Okay, so in the recent past, okay, like I said, I wanted to see if the same energy would come out in this next spread. Okay, so in the recent past, something had been done within the court system that involved a degree of loss. I want to say for you, We know that mice is loss over long periods. It's small continuous loss over long periods of time. Theft, okay? So something had been done within the court system. Okay. That theft may have had something to do. Okay. Oh. And then in the near future, remember I said in the last spread, it was the near future placement had like the discovery of the thief, whoever has been the one taking from you. Here, I have there's a relationship that feels fractured, like it's a broken relationship. You may not deal with this person or anything like that. You may not deal with the person anymore, but the person that we're talking about is definitely your ops. Snake is generally like the other woman. But you're gonna discover who this. I want to say you're probably gonna discover who this snake is, who this person is. Okay. Either the relationship is already fractured, or the discovery of this information is gonna fracture it forever, and it'll never be the same. Okay. What's in the environment? Crazy. That actually is the exact same space that card fell in the first time. Okay. Okay. So this has something to do with a mature woman. You know, I'm always perplexed when I think mature woman. I just had a conversation a few minutes ago about this. I'm like, I'm 53, but I don't feel. I mean, I talk about this all the time. I'm 53, and like, yeah, the number is big, but I don't feel old. Like, I don't feel like this. This is the image on the card for the mature woman. Like, I don't have white hair. Like, I'm like, I don't feel old. I don't feel old. Very torn by this energy. This woman, I don't know what she's above the snake, so I don't know if this woman is the actual snake. She's trying to avoid some type of imprisonment. Now, there is communication, and I feel like it looks like this woman wants to communicate with you. Like, I don't like the energy though, because it kind of feels like okay. If you receive some kind of communication, because generally letters talks about documentation, so it could be like an email, it could be a text message, it could be a letter sent to you, in the mail or whatever. Now, on the surface, at first glance, the way it looks like is there's like this communication from this woman, right? But it comes across kind of like it doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't come across as genuine. I think I even mentioned this yesterday. I was like, there's something, it lacks sincerity. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right for me. Okay, so if this woman tries to come towards you, if you get some type of letter or whatever from an older woman, older man, we'll swap mature woman for mature man, whoever. If they come to you trying to profess that they have changed and they would like to start over and whatever, I want you to be aware. I want you to be I would prefer for you to emotionally detach from whatever your connection is to this woman. Okay, I need you to remove the emotional component from this, because I believe by your removal of the emotional component, it would allow you to like discern, like you have this discernment when you're dealing with her. And it's funny because I'm not using this deck, but I can see cards in my head of certain images that I have in my mind as I'm relating to this. I would just be very cautious, okay? I also get the energy of there may also be something here. I don't know if this woman, if this older woman has been pretending to be a healer of some kind. So maybe the communication may have something to do with that as well, because this definitely comes across as false, as a false healer. Okay. What's in the background? Okay, so there's a fated event. Okay, now here's what's crazy. There's a fated event, and it does involve this woman, because below the mature woman is the privileged lady in the reverse. I always equate the two to be the same person. So there's something blocking her pathway that she never thought would happen. Okay, you know what's crazy? And I think I said this in the last one of the last, not the last reading, but the one I did on Thursday. I mentioned it, and I feel really weird when I talk about like destiny swapping. Like I'd never thought of that. I've never considered that being a thing. Yes, I hear tarot readers talk about it, and occasionally it comes up because I see it. Like I can kind of, I'm like, I see what they're trying to do. I literally can see it here. This is crazy. But it kind of looks like a destiny swap. Like that's the intention, especially if you're more spiritually inclined. If you're more spiritually inclined. So, I don't know who this woman is to you. Okay, just from the background energy, I always look at the child. I personalize it like it's the querent. I usually use the child as the querent. I very rarely, like the way the cards lay out, I very rarely see it as like a child, separate from the collective. But I'm seeing a couple of things here that are very concerning. Now, if you happen to be a healer of some sort, I know a lot of tarot readers watch my channel. I do have the energy. This kind of looks like, this is where this destiny swapping thing comes in. Because what it looks like is, it looks like somebody trying to, this is background, foreground, right? Foreground being the environment of what you can see, and this is in the background shit you don't know. This kind of looks like to me someone attempting to unalive you in order to like take your place. Does that make sense? Like that's, I'm kind of like, because I'm looking at the child, I'm looking at the butterfly, I'm looking at the false person. I see the unaliving. I do kind of see the unaliving attempt, because you're still here. They didn't think that you would still be here, because I feel like what they were trying to do is, if they could unalive you, then you don't fly away. There's something, I don't know what this is about you, your abilities. I do have an energy of somebody trying to like put blockages in front of you to prevent you from moving forward, right? From preventing you from excelling in whatever you do. I'm going to keep pulling cards, but I'm like, I kind of already see like kind of the layers here. And I think that this woman never, I don't know. I don't think that they ever thought, because it kind of feels like they did something and never thought they'd get caught. Because here's a pathway being blocked and somebody losing their privilege. And it's fated. Like, what's happening is supposed to happen. Okay. Fears and concerns. Remember when I mentioned this a few readings back? I was like, there's that woman, and then there was a woman, and then there was a man, like a separate man. So, an obstacle preventing a connection to another person, a man. And the blockage, okay. There's a message. I don't know if it has something to do with this man, but there's a message that you have not received. It's been blocked. And somebody's worried about you getting your hands on it. I'm like, my eyes keep going back to the letter card, and I'm like, I'm like, is this woman communicating to you, or is this woman responsible for withholding this message? Oh. And what needs to be released. Now the bouquet is out here, and we know that the bouquet it's a gift. It's some type of abundance. It's a gift of abundance. I'm like, it's a gift of abundance of some kind. So what they need to do is they need to give it back to you, or they need to release it, especially if it doesn't belong to them. There's an element about the release of whatever this gift of abundance is, that like it doesn't need to be made public. I don't know. I'm like, public disrespect requires a public apology as far as I'm concerned, but okay. It's connected to your family. They're in possession of something. Oh, they're in possession of something that doesn't belong to them. They're in possession of something that does not belong to them. Your family may know about it. Yes, somebody made a decision. This is something legal here. Somebody made a decision to do something illegal, and they may have to move or relocate. It's something to do with a man. A distorted masculine energy. Ooh, somebody may have to leave. I'm also getting an energy here. I'm like, there's so much out here. I'm also getting an energy out here too of, because adjudication also talks to me about like it kind of gives me like mediation energy, you know, and you got somebody that if you can't seem to work it out, just, you know, two people, then you've got like this unbiased third person that comes in to try to like mediate between the two. This almost feels like somebody who doesn't even want to go through the arbitration and just makes a decision to dip. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Okay. Let's clarify. Okay, collective. I'm like, is this you? Because remember, the first card's outward, distant horizon, and unexpected income. And then we have expectation and poverty in the reverse with unexpected income coming in. So you're waiting for, I'm definitely getting this, I'm waiting for what's mine. And it's coming. Okay. Yeah, in the recent past, there's something having to do with the marriage. Something to do with a marriage, or card's marriage, so. Something to do with something in the courts involving a marriage and theft over long periods of time. So now that the marriage card is out here, I'm like, all right, now let's look over here back to the beginning. Snake is the other woman. Courtship in the reverse. If there is a marriage, then in the future, this feels very much like the exposure of this snake, the knowing of another person, and the breakdown of the relationship or marriage. Okay, this talks about stability and permanence. So, and it's in the reverse. So, unstable, a marriage becoming unstable or a relationship becoming unstable. What we thought was permanent, not permanent. It's unstable. No longer reliable, no longer binding. The relationship no longer binding due to the other woman. The other woman also doesn't, I just thought about this too. The other woman doesn't necessarily have to be like, well, you know what? I'm like, okay, let me consider this, because I'm like, well, maybe the relationship with the other woman is what's breaking down, or the snake, the other woman is a relationship that is no longer binding, or somebody no longer being bound to that. Maybe that's the relationship that's unstable. Because I'm also thinking of it too as like the other woman we'll say in the context of like in-laws, we'll say, so say if the other woman was like your mother-in-law or, your sister-in-law or something like that, just, I'm giving you the variations of who this person could be. Yeah, there's some kind of hidden information about this woman, this mature woman. Yeah, it's hidden. And I think it's about to be illuminated, but it's something that's largely been hidden up to this point. Oh. There's a message about, okay. 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 The mature woman and mature man are now out here together. Please follow me here, because I'm getting downloads like crazy right now, and I'm going to try to get all of this information out. There may be some information, some kind of documentation, a message. I want to say that it's from this mature man. And it has something to do with communicating the fact that there's something about their relationship or the lack of commitment. It's something about a breakdown. It may be a breakdown of their relationship, the mature man and mature woman. There's communication about the breakdown of this relationship. Now it's interesting because when I put the mature man over the imprisonment card, I don't know what the information is, but it's almost as if it's like somebody getting, because I'm feeling like the mature man, the way that he's on top of this card, like maybe while he was connected to this woman, he felt imprisoned, like in the relationship. I don't know what the circumstances are around this man, but I feel like there's something here that there's communication that's trying to come to you, something that's been hidden, largely hidden. It has something to do with this relationship or this marriage to this woman. It's almost like hidden information about the woman, because I'm like this about like saying like she's the false person, like there's something about her. Okay. Key, hidden information. Okay, there's hidden information, and it does have something to do with an ending or a death or something like that. I mean, it's not, I don't necessarily, because maybe it's an illness. Because it's not, I mean, I don't have a coffin on this line. It's in the reverse. I see so much. I'm like, I see so much. But there's hidden information. It's something about, I don't know, it's like something about the relationship. Something about the relationship. It's something to do with this lady. I'm like, I don't know what this is, but it's something to do with this lady. I feel this feels kind of familiar from a reading that I did a few weeks back. Because I kind of feel like maybe if she's married to this man, or she married this man, I talked about this. I was like, there was like a woman who married a man for the security, right? And for the benefit of like travel and the appearance of, having like a pick me who got picked. But she got picked because she wanted to be picked, because she wanted to travel, she wanted to live a lavish life or whatever. But there's something that happened that I feel like this woman did not expect. Okay, now if you're the child, please follow me. I'm like, literally, I don't know who you are. I make assumptions when I'm reading the cards. So, and child also could be like new starts and innocence and things like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be like specific to a child. So this could be also, because this corner looks, remember when I mentioned earlier, I was like, if you're like a healer, or if you're some type of spiritualist, I see energy of somebody trying to slander you, of like implying that you're fake and you don't know what you're doing or whatever. And if that's your career, I do see the energy of somebody trying to potentially end your career. I do see also energy of somebody who may have attempted to unalive you, and there is secret information about that as well. If you are a healer, or if you do have a platform, I do have energy out here also of somebody like, it's interesting because this kind of feels like you've emerged as a new person, and there's been an attempt to maybe shroud the way people view you, maybe by way of slander, and trying to ruin your reputation or whatever. I don't think that this individual, this woman, ever expected you, especially if like you're in a position where you're respected by your peers or whatever. It's almost like they never imagined that you would be viewed in that way. So much weird information out here. I'm like I said, I'm trying to read it all. I also have the energy out here of I also have the energy out here too of somebody, like if you're in a relationship, I do feel like there's been something done that maybe you don't know about, that has made attempts to like break your relationship down, or make you and your partner part ways, block your pathway forward, especially because we're all going into these new cycles. It's a 9-year, we're shutting things down, and we're ending certain cycles or whatever. I do have an energy of like somebody wanting to like break down a relationship or partnership. Block a pathway for a particular relationship. Oh, now this is interesting. Now I also have an energy out here of, it's something connected with this woman and travel. It's something to do with travel. But her pathway has either been blocked, I don't know. I'm like, her pathway has been blocked. Okay. Let me keep clarifying, because I'm curious if this relationship is tied to this man over here. Yeah. I don't know who this man is, but there is so much blockage and obstacles. So I don't know if this man is like, Your man? I don't know. I don't know who this man is. But they've been trying to block. I feel like the crazy thing is that they're worried about like some type of obstruction. I don't know, is the obstruction between them and the man, or is it between you and this man? Hell, are you the man? Like, I don't know. Like, I legit don't know. This reading is really crazy. But I'm in two places. There's obstacles. This is part of the part of the fears and concerns. Brick wall and mountain are both obstacles, blockages and obstacles between someone, and this man. Okay. So this is an incoming message. Okay, so maybe this man has a message for you. Remember I said there is hidden information here. So maybe this woman, and she's connected closest to this letter or message or whatever. She's closest to it. Okay? There's a man who has some information for you. And I do believe that this woman has been putting obstacles or roadblocks to prevent this man from getting to you. Okay. And whatever there's some type of conflict or issues about some hidden information. Like, there's some information you legit don't have. It's hidden information. And there's some information that has... Okay, so this is part of the blockage. And we said message of concern was out here, right? Here's the thing. Part of the blockage is there's some dispute about this information that is trying to come towards you, because something has been hidden. If there has been hidden information, that information has been, it's out there now. Okay? I don't know who this man is, but there's an issue with this person bringing the information forward. So they may be arguing with this woman about wanting to communicate to you. Okay, we know the next line is what needs to be released. Sudden wealth and bouquet. Stork. I mean, it didn't fall, so I don't necessarily want to take it. The stork talks about flexibility and relocation, maybe moving or whatever. Having to move. But I'm going to shuffle. If there are a group of people who helped this woman, because this woman did not do this on her own. There's a group of people that have been doing things to keep a large sum of money away from you. The lesson. Bad luck, clover in the reverse. Bad luck, because when it's an upright, it's good luck. Bad luck and bad health. For being in possession of something. People in your family being in possession of something that does not belong to them. Part of the lesson. Bad luck and bad health. So if you got people in your family who have been experiencing bad luck and bad health, this reading is yours. Yeah, it's like they don't want to be... Somebody doesn't want something publicized. They're worried about like some negative public press. A female. About a house. A woman out. There's a distorted woman and there's a house. And they don't want it to be publicized. They don't want anybody to know about what's going on with them or what's happening in their life or anything like that. They want to keep that shit secret. Because it would be awfully humiliating for other people to know exactly who they are and what they've been doing. Okay. So there's that. Let me pull these back. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Let's put these back and then we will do tarot. Alright. I actually shuffled these really good, but I at least want to shuffle them one time while I'm on camera. Because I originally wanted to use this deck. And Spirit said no. Grab the Kipper. So we started with the Kipper. Alright. Ah! Okay, I'll take the cards that fell. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, it's like this woman matriarch. Can't let go of the past. So maybe there's truth, there's some information, there is some clarity. I'm largely getting truth. Truth about a karmic feminine energy. She has some type of connection to the past, and I feel like she's having a difficult time. I mean, I want to take all these cards and think that they're connected to her. I feel like she's having a difficult time seeing things from a different point of view, in terms of, as it relates to something from the past. Like she doesn't necessarily. It's almost like I don't want to see, like she doesn't really have an open mind enough to see things from other perspectives. She just sees them from her own perspective. Yeah, so even in the past, if she, I don't know, I kind of get this weird thing, like she sees things very differently than what the reality is. Like she thinks that she may have thought that she was like very, loving and generous and all this and that. It's giving me show. I don't know, it's just giving me. Like this person really only thinks about themselves and their own happiness. So even if they're in their mind, they thought that they were very generous and loving or whatever, like I said, they see things the way that they want to see them. So maybe that's not really based in reality. Because this person is definitely coming off as selfish. I mean, for me, it looks very selfish. She appears to be very self-centered. Okay. Yeah, she don't really see things the way the like real reality. She don't really see things like that. This is definitely a mother or a maternal energy. It's connected to a family experience. Like I said, she may have been very, this woman may have been generous with other people. She wasn't necessarily that way with you. It's kind of like somebody trying to, it's like somebody coming off in one air, like thinking that this is the way that they come off, but you in reality are the person that they remember when I said there was like a weird destiny swapping type thing that I saw and I didn't understand what that was. That's kind of what this is. It's like you actually are the embodiment of what this person pretends to be. Does that make sense? And I do believe that you've always, especially when it comes to your family, I think you've always been, I do believe that you've been very, try to be very patient, like, and accommodating. Um, Intuitively, you may have had to walk away from this individual. If this is like a mother figure, you may have been led to walk away from that person or walk away from a like a tarnished past is what I'm hearing. Yeah, like you don't think about the past the way that this person does. You don't think about it at all, as a matter of fact. Like you don't think about it at all, as a matter of fact. And I kind of feel like, just based on the experience that you may have had with this woman, I feel like because, like I said, this woman sees, okay, because I'm seeing it like in this one area. She's looking at the past experience, I don't say your past, but like the past between you and her, or just and it is connected to the family experience. So it's kind of like, this person has a very skewed vision or remembrance of what the past was really like. They think that they were reciprocal and all that stuff, and really they weren't. They were very, very selfish and kind of only thinking about themselves. And for you, you've decided, I'm going to go about life a little bit differently. And you don't really think about the past. You don't allow the past to define your reality now or your future. So I feel like you're making a new set of choices to not repeat certain things, because you probably have a really good idea of what the 10 of Cups looks like for you, and you already know what you don't want to do. So kudos to you. You're choosing to go about it a different way, especially if you're a parent. Like it's a dynamic of like, when you come from, and these, I'm talking to folks who are breaking generational curses. When you come from an environment that may have been toxic, and you may have had a really selfish parent or grandparent or whatever, whatever you had in your family, when you got to the point where you started to have your own family, I always tell folks, like, parenting, because it doesn't come with a manual or anything, you take the positive aspects of the way that you were raised and you use that, plus you kind of parent, hopefully, that you turn into the parent that you did not have. You turn into the parent that you needed. And so I feel like you had to make a decision to distance yourself, because that's the reality. You recognize that the dynamic that you came from, it wasn't reciprocal in effort or energy. It wasn't. And so you decided in your attempts to, you know, in order to have the kind of 10 of cups that you needed for yourself, you had to make some really tough decisions. And I do think that that one of the decisions that you had to make may have had to be, you may have had to cut off um, certain family relations that were connected to your past, simply because you didn't want to repeat a cycle. You had to distance yourself from it because you wanted to do it a different way. Yeah, you didn't want to repeat the past. And this person, I'm telling you, this woman, this energy, she only sees shit the way she want to see it. I don't even think she understands why you made the decisions that you've made. Yeah, you call judgment on it. If I want something different, I have to do something different. You had to make a tough decision about your family dynamic. And if you have children, that was another reason too. It's like you don't want to repeat a certain cycle because you don't want to. When you heal yourself, you heal your lineage. You do the healing work so that your children don't have to. Your children don't have to. Their children don't have to. And their children's children don't have to. You know what I mean? So you had to make a decision. I'm not going to keep doing this over and over again. I want my 10 of cups to be a fulfilled 10 of cups. I'm going to learn how to do it in a different way. Not the way that I don't want to do it the same way that I came from. I know there's a better way. And I know that the woman, this matriarch energy, felt like she was the authority and everything. But here's the thing. This woman spends more of her time being focused. Like, it's kind of weird because I feel like she focuses a lot more on like external validation because she likes to be viewed as, you know, the matriarch. She wants to be viewed as the, the leader, the head, and she wants people to follow her lead and all that. But I think when you made decisions to follow that lead, ultimately you were the one who ended up paying the price. So you had to make a different decision. You had to, like, it's like save yourself. You had to make a different decision. Yeah. And it was a tough decision. But the thing is that it's interesting. This 2 of Cups, it's like you had love for this person, but I said, like, you made this decision and it was painful for you to make this decision. But it was like a painful truth, right? That while you may have had love for this person, you may have had love for this individual, they really dropped the ball. Look at this 2 of Cups. They ain't even there present to hold the other cup. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you had to make decisions and you're standing really firm. I feel like you're in a protective stance now. It almost feels like you kind of had to build up to that, where now it's like, you put guardrails around yourself, even though you're still unconditionally loving, you still got all the love in your heart, you still still very very generous and all of that, but now you're a little bit on the guarded side simply because you've dealt with people who had breadcrumbed you in the past. And so if you got to protect yourself from your family, if the family was the ones who were breadcrumbing you, if you got to protect yourself from those family members, and that's what you're going to do. And that's their karma. That's their karma. Ooh, yeah. That's their karma for doing you the way that they did. Like, you showed up with your love, you showed up with your cup, and they just drop their cup on the floor and let it pour out, and they're nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you're a little guarded now and you're like, I've tried in the past to like really work with y'all, yeah, you left me no choice. You left me no choice. Here I am pouring out unconditional love for you, and you give so little. You give so little. So now, as a result, I'm making new decisions. I'm making a decision. I'm not gonna, based on your past history with me, I'm not going forward. Yeah, no. So even, and you're, and I think at one point you may have been waiting for the other people in your family. Like this is like the whole family dynamic. You may have actually waited because you know, that's just who you are. You may have actually waited at one point for people to kind of like, you know, you waited for them to actually show up. And it kind of feels like now they're showing up, but they're showing up a day late and a dollar short because now you don't give a shit. You already made up your mind. It's 11:44 on the clock. Hey, you already made up your mind, and now this woman, the same woman, she mad. Now she's mad. She's mad because you done made up your mind that you don't want to fuck with them. Not her, not none of them. Oh well. I'm like, oh well. Oh well. Look at that. Baby. Yeah, I don't. She just want, whoever this woman is probably your mama. This could be your mother. And if your mother has passed, I'm sorry for your loss. And maybe this is another woman in your family. Yeah, every time I talk about the mother, I always say it ain't necessarily your mama, somebody's mama. But you've released her, whoever she is, however she's connected to you. And I think when you did it, because I'm telling you, she just liked her position. She liked the title, her role, her position in people's lives. She wanted to be the authority and the teacher and the guide and having people listen to her. But the problem is she would take your ass straight to your grave if you listen to her. Because she's connected to the devil. She's somebody who gives shit advice. You know, you go to her because you think that she's giving you some solid advice because she's lived a long time, and she gives shit advice because she don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? That, or she's just as sadistic to like tell you bad information and watch you spin around with, you know, like you're chasing your tail or whatever. I honestly believe I believe firmly that my mother got off on that shit. It took me a really long time to realize that my mother gave shit advice. So like I would go to her, and I'm going to her because I think that, you know, she's my mother. Like I'm thinking that I'm going to get some solid sound advice about my life. And I would go to her and tell her what I was going through, and she would give like the shittiest advice. And basically what it was just like stirring the pot. So, you know, let me stir the pot a little bit, and I'm going to wind you up, and I'm going to send you home. And then she sent me home, and I'm spouting the same bullshit she was telling me, and then it would cause issues in my house. Like, it took me a really long time to catch on to that. A really long time. Yeah, you don't want no parts of that. And it's your intuition. Listen, look at this. Just all of this. This one square here feels like you had to make a decision to create your own stability. But in order for you to do that, you had to learn how to do. There was something in learning how to do the family dynamic in a different way. Yes, especially when you realize that the connection, the family connection that you had, that there was no actual, that was the realization that there was no actual love there. That's the thing too. Yeah, and I'm telling, like I said, there's no actual love there. Like this Ace of Cups is in the reverse, and this would be the Ace of Cups for me because it's on the ground. It's like you're over there holding that cup all by yourself, and the other person is gone. There is no love there. You had love. This person did not. So you had to work on, shoring up your own boundaries so that you could become more stable for yourself and create a stable existence. Like, it's kind of like reclaiming what the Ten of Cups actually means. So for you, you had to make a decision based on, basically, I think, based on your own connection to the divine, because this person here, this matriarch energy, she only sees things the way she wants to see them, and she doesn't want to see them any other way. And you know what's funny? I kind of feel like this person never expected you. They also never expected you to become stable. I feel like this person didn't expect, because I'm also getting like an energy of something about your intuition. Because when you listen to your intuition, that has actually brought you more stability just by honoring what you hear and what you feel. And I feel like this person may not have realized, like, because this feels like the onset of your intuition coming on, like your intuition coming on board, like full board. Like they never expected that to happen. It almost feels too like they're upset about the fact that you are so intuitive. Yeah, this person is a whole ass fool. They just want to be in charge. They wanted folks to listen to them. They just wanted to be in charge of other people. Right? Totally out of touch. Totally out of touch. They've been so busy trying to figure out ways to knock you off your square. They always have. They always have. And I think, too, there's an energy here. Remember, I think I said this in one of the last two readings. It's like there's an energy of, yeah, it was like somebody wanting you. They wanted you, this mother figure, mothering energy, whoever, wanted you to be codependent on them. It's kind of crazy because it's like they wanted to feel needed. They wanted to be needed, but then they would talk shit about you actually needing them. Right? But then I also feel like the very person you were turning to for advice or whatever was, I want to say they were hurting you purposely. Literally, this woman doesn't see it that way. I'm just kind of tripped out over that. This woman would do things to debilitate you, to hurt you purposely so that you wouldn't leave. That you would, again, it's something about you always having to need them. They didn't ever want you to actualize or realize your own ability. I think I even talked about it too. Like there was an energy at one point where they were like trying to shroud your intuition to keep you from like knowing and seeing. But baby, your intuition is on fire right now. Yeah. And you're completely grounded. And since you detached, you've completely grounded. You've begun to heal. You pour into yourself. You listen to your intuition. Things have changed for you. Positive change. Now I will tell you that the person that we're talking about, they haven't actually changed. They haven't actually changed. And even if they do come back, they don't actually have any intentions on working on the connection at all. Because they haven't changed. They just want to be they just want you codependent on them, and or they feel entitled to whatever you are coming into going into the next cycle. They want to be a part of it. We talked about that yesterday. They feel entitled to it. Yeah, see, here's the thing. It's like somebody coming in to have, like, I said it over here. Even if they were to come in with an apology, it's insincere because they don't really have any desire to put in any action. They don't want to really, like, even though they come to you and be like, oh, let's, try to make it work or whatever. I apologize or whatever. Yeah, it's empty. It's an empty, insincere apology because they don't really have any intentions on putting in any effort if they were trying to come back. They have no, and they are hoping that you don't know that. Whoever this person is, they have not changed. This person keeps secrets. They keep secrets and tell lies. And you already know. This person just really wants to slow your progress down, honestly. Yeah. This person hasn't changed. Your connection to them and the past doesn't leave you with fond memories. And this person, when I say they put in very little to no effort, this is a very little, low effort, no effort person. Yep. You turn pain into power. You've turned pain into power. You stepped into your power. You have command over your own life. You're only making decisions that you lead with your intuition. You are walking into a new cycle. And really, this person, they just wanted to be in control. They wanted to be in control of you. They wanted to be in control of your relationships. They wanted always to be the choice. They wanted to be chosen all the time. By you and anybody else. I told you, I was like, it was giving me. This person wants to be chosen. They want everything to be about them. They want the agenda to be about them. All eyes on me. All the attention on me. All the time. All the time. And you're just listening to your intuition. And you're allowing God to just guide you in the direction that you need to be going in. And straight away from people that don't actually reciprocate, people that don't actually have love for you. God is moving you in the most miraculous ways. Yep, and this person is beside themselves. And the thing is that being around whoever this matriarch energy is, she's, like I said, she's more consumed with the appearance of like the perfect picture of family than the actual like family unit. And this looks like somebody that, remember when I talked about with the Kipper Lenormand, I was like, somebody was worried about that man coming towards you with some information. That's down here. Worried about this person coming towards you to tell you about the loss of this money or resources, the theft of. Okay. All right. I gotta take my son to school. Let's do a stack of index cards and then I gotta go. So yeah, there could be somebody here wanting to come apologize to you, because I said whatever was going on, it did have something to do with a family member. But they want to come and somebody wants to come and tell you. I feel like down here, if I had to like take these cards, it's like this lady is pissed because somebody wants to come towards you with an apology of some sort. Oh hush, with an apology of some sort. Who's texting me? But it has something to do with the loss of resources or income. Lucky. All right. So we have somebody who's infertile, unable to birth ideas and or children. We have an Aquarius out here. Okay, Lucky. We have foster child or foster care. Somebody's been trying to assassinate your character. Someone is not a team player. Your neighbor may be significant, or neighbors are significant. The month of May, Taurus or Gemini, you have meddling family members. They need your energy or input to create. Temptation. Lucky. Lucky. Shh. Child, they gone already. Soul contract. An Aries. I'm like, now you just barking to be barking. Like, literally, there's nobody out there. like, now you just barking. Like, that guy done jumped in his truck and drove away. We have a ringleader, spiteful woman, a Virgo, a mother figure. Lucky, get out the window. We have family members involved. Someone doesn't know how to commit. Someone is healing or someone needs healing. We have financial gain. Somebody's receiving clarity. We have an unfit mother. Don't be afraid. Gold digger. Lucky! Shh. Get out the window. Somebody is verbally, emotionally, and mentally abusive. Someone's mask is falling off. They can't hide anymore. It's someone from your past. There's a forged signature on a legal document. A cancer may be significant, or someone has cancer. The month of September is relevant. Could be dealing with a Virgo or a Libra. A brother is significant. Maybe that's who the guy is. We have divine timing. You prove them wrong. You're unbothered and only focused on yourself. Amen to that. The release of a toxic relationship. Someone is afraid to lose you. There's an emotional imbalance. Someone can't control their emotions. You are a chosen one. Someone regrets getting involved. You're releasing mental burdens for good. Someone refuses to change. And pay attention to the lyrics of the music that you listen to. All right. Okay. So we have the 3rd house, the 5th house, the 9th house. Then we have Capricorn out here twice, and Gemini. We have Neptune. We have the South Node and Jupiter. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If any parts of this reading resonate for you, gave you clarity or confirmation of your own story, give the video a thumbs up so we can circulate into the algorithm and get in front of the eyes that need to see us the most. If you would like to book a personal more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box, and I invite you to join me for a session. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.